All right, everybody, this will be warning to all politicians running for president 2024, part 170B, we'll call it. So just another quick recap on the whole deal they did with dividing this country racially and pushing all this bullshit about white privilege and all that kind of stuff, and the demonization of police and everything they've done for the past at least 8 years. And same thing they did with anyone who speaks out about homosexuality and against gay marriage and stuff. Well, they come up with words homophobe and all this. So automatically, if you were against things Obama was doing, you're a racist and all this. But and here's that guy. He sat in church all those years in that church and stuff, and then he gets out and he makes comments about people clinging to their Bibles and their guns. Well, what the hell were you doing in church then, man? Then he's all pro-gay everything, pro-transgender shit, pro-abortion, and it's like, wait a minute, how do you sit in a church and then be for all that shit? So that should tell people right what a phony he was right there and there. Everything about that guy is phony. And him and Biden and Clinton's propagated this all the racial tensions you see now and everything. They propagated all that through and with the leftist news media putting out disinformation. It's absolutely ridiculous that they're getting away with this. All the stuff they did. Now it's time for unity, and you can see they're going after Trump though because supposedly he incited an insurrection. But you go back and look at Obama talking about they need their own army. Kamala Harris talking about the riots and stuff should go on even after the election. Then making comments about in the news media and stuff. Don Lemon, the violence is okay because just consider it a Boston Tea Party and sometimes how they were going on about how sometimes you need violence to make change and all that kind of stuff on MSNBC and CNN and all these things. They encouraged all this bullshit that went on. But everything they did to incite violence and encourage people and then to bail them out after they did shit and everything, they're sweeping that all under the rug. Remember those videos and people sitting there eating and then the BLM comes along and they go in and they trash the restaurant and stuff and attack the people sitting there. What happened to them? Where's all the follow-ups on this? Have these people been arrested? Are they being charged? Even if you want to call it the right-wing media, you don't see any stories about that. Where's all the follow-up on all these people who committed all these crimes, these looters and stuff? And that's the thing. Obama pushed all this crap about white privilege, and that's why these people have the mentality that it's okay to loot, it's okay to steal, it's okay to talk about wealth redistribution and stuff. Hey, because Whitey, you had it handed to you anyway. You didn't work for it. You didn't shed any blood, sweat, and tears and struggle. Whitey. You didn't scrimp and save and do without. You didn't put in extra hours. You didn't work 2 jobs. You didn't go to trade school and work at the same time and support your family. Run short on sleep all the time. No, you didn't do nothing, Whitey. It was all handed to you. So it's okay for us to talk about wealth redistribution and tax you and take your money and give it to other people. And it's okay to loot and everything else. It's reparations. What the hell is going through your minds? What the hell? Why can't anybody step up and say, you know, this is a bunch of horse shit? You know, Obama and people like him, Biden, you know, they get away with it. They hide behind the police and everything. You know, they're not going to be held accountable. They get the propaganda machine and the news media behind them. Say, hey, you can't even look into that. Oh, that's ridiculous. That's just ludicrous. Trying to go back and look at with the things they did. No. Trump, on the other hand, that's all right. So they think they're justified in everything they do, and it's all right to take from people across this country. It's all right to assault them. It's all right to destroy their property. It's all right to destroy their businesses. All that. They're justified. Hey, it's all right if Whitey, small business owner, goes out of business and shit because they had everything handed to them anyway. Gonna bail out those too big to fail motherfuckers, though, ain't you? You know, it's bad enough that we went into Iraq under Bush and everything, and that they expanded stuff, and then they funded guerrilla groups, even ISIS and stuff, to go after Assad and Gaddafi and all that under Obama and Biden and stuff. News media didn't pay attention to all that. Take a look at Syria and Libya and Iraq and places through the Middle East. Those cities are in rubble. They're in fucking rubble. You got children freezing in refugee camps all over the place. Does the news media want to point out Biden and Obama's responsibility for any of that shit? And Clinton? Of course not. Trump says, hey, we need to get out of there. We need to stop doing this stuff, tearing countries down and trying to nation build and dictate to everybody around the world. Oh, he's wrong for that. What's his name over in Korea? Trump goes and talks to him. Oh, he's weak. Look, he's taking dictators for friends. That guy makes some more threats and stuff. Trump says, hey, we're gonna fucking annihilate you. Oh, he's gonna start a world war. Now, you know, whatever the man did, they come out with a bunch of bullshit saying he was wrong. Didn't matter. It don't matter what it was. They don't care if they were wrong or right in what they were doing. Because they know they had a bunch of weak-minded people out there who aren't going to think for themselves and look into stuff and see what the truth is. You know, the parties, they don't care about the day-to-day of the country and how they affect people's lives. All they care about is them being in power, because when they're in power, then they can assign, you know, where the tax dollars go to their rich corporate buddies. Then they can have their pockets lined by all the lobbyists. That's what it's all about for them. They don't care about the daily lives of people in this country. They care about what the lobbyists want and foreign interests want. Who's going to give them money? Who's going to make sure they get reelected so they can get richer? So they don't care. They'll push that shit. It's okay to demand all kinds of stuff and talk about wealth redistribution and to let all these illegals in the country and stuff to take jobs and stuff. But hey, because fuck you, Whitey. You didn't earn it. It was white privilege. You didn't get that on your own. Remember that, Obama? You didn't get that on your own. You had help. Really? I don't know. I didn't see anybody else sweating their balls off when I was digging ditches in the Arizona sun. I didn't see Obama standing there next to me saying, here, let me do that for you, Whitey. Didn't see him around. I was freezing my ass off up in the mountains doing stuff either. So they push this urban crap that, hey, it's all right. Whitey's got it coming to him because Whitey never earned nothing on their own. The country got rich because of slavery. The police are just an outreach of the slave owners. And Trump divided the country. And now it's time to unite. What a crock of shit. What a fucking Disneyland crock of shit they are selling to the people of this country. And there's a bunch of morons out there that are listening to them. They create all the problems. Now they're going to be the healers. What a crock of shit. So anyway, I just want to do a recap on that there. Maybe some people will wake up and say, you know what? They are the ones who are doing the division and everything like that. You know, Biden, Obama, you know, them and Clinton's and all these people on the left. I don't know how they can go sit in a church and then push for abortion right up to the time of birth and the selling of tissue and stuff like that of these fetuses, and gay marriage and transgender and all this. And Biden talking about, well, if a 10-year-old boy decides, the sexualization of children. You got a president now who's all for the sexualization of children. Trafficking in children around the world. Gee, and they say it's all conspiracy shit about, you know, them having, you know, these pedophile rings in D.C. Really? When you see them openly talking about the sexualization of children? How 10-year-olds ought to decide if they're boys or girls? What their sexuality is? 10-year-olds shouldn't even be thinking about that shit. They wouldn't be thinking about that shit if you didn't have adults like Biden and everybody else on the left putting that shit in their heads. And these screwy, you know, quack doctors and psychologists and shit and these teachers. You people are fucking lunatics. Let a 10-year-old be a 10-year-old. If they're boy or girl, let it, you know, they should be, you know, riding their bikes or, you know, playing ball, or the girls should be playing with dolls, or, you know, they're easy bake ovens or whatever. They shouldn't be thinking about sexuality. What the fuck is wrong with you people? And you better watch out there, the rest of the world, because they're coming to your nations too. Which is why I don't get, you know, the quote unquote Muslim politicians in this country. You know, but there's a verse in the Quran that says there are those who are only Muslim in name. And here they side with every leftist thing, gay rights, abortion, all kinds of crap. And that do nothing but denounce this country and you know, what's her name up there? And they were buying votes. Omar up there in Minnesota. You know, where's the FBI and all this stuff? You know, where's the FBI anyway to begin, you know, war on drugs and all this. After 9/11, they passed all that stuff, the NSA and stuff about, you know, they're just wiretapping, you know, whoever they want. You know, with all the electronic technology and stuff, they can't trace the money from the cartels and the drug dealers and stuff. They can't do wiretaps and track down everybody who's involved in that shit. You can't tell me they don't already know. They don't act on it. They could listen in, you see these people who travel to these places like oh hell, over in Asia and stuff, to go to the sex tours and stuff in these countries that allow that shit. And I'm sure it's other places too. I wouldn't doubt in South America and other places and stuff, and you see, what was that guy Epstein had his island and stuff. You can't tell me they can't find who's trafficking children and stuff, and who's putting out child pornography with all the technology and everything they got, that they can't just, hey, what, we're going to start scanning and we're going to find these motherfuckers. They can sure use it when they want to go, nation build and overthrow countries. I'm sure they probably use it now. You say something against, Biden or Obama, and didn't they even use the IRS to go after people who were against them and spoke out against them? Better wake up, America. Better start teaching your children. Don't matter what if you can't afford to homeschool them or get them out of these schools that are teaching them all this rubbish, then you're gonna have to teach them to ignore, and it's gonna be hard because every kid's got that rebellion thing and said, well, the teacher says this and that and blah blah blah, and you're wrong, Mom, or you're wrong, Dad. So, I don't think the future's looking very bright. Not in some we have some massive help from our Creator, and people start waking up and saying, you know what? You're not gonna trash this country. You're not gonna do all this crap. Start voting politicians into office that are going to do what's right, and not what's going to put money in their pockets or make them popular all the friggin' time. Because you can look through history. Look through history. You can look through the Bible. You can look through the Quran. It even talks about the civilizations that were destroyed. Because they became so corrupt. So, anyway, I just want to do a quick little recap there. Trying to get back in the swing of things. 2 weeks off there. It's kind of hard to get in the groove the past couple of days there when I left the house, and after not doing any like real physical stuff and everything, tying down and loading tarpon kind of got the aches and pains going there, but I'm sure all that'll work back out. It's just a matter of digging out of the hole now. And the 2 weeks 2 weeks really set me back, but there's not much you can do. I'm still curious as to what I had. They tested me for the COVID 3 times, and then for the regular flu, so all came back negative. So I don't know what it was, but it sure kicked my ass. And I'm just gonna try and do things healthier and quit smoking, and if I have any more trouble, I'm gonna go back and say, I don't care how many tests you got to run, but you need to find out what's wrong. So hopefully it's over and done with, and just some kind of virus or flu or something that, I don't know. But it kicked my ass, so hopefully it's over and done with, and just get back in the groove of things, and get out of the hole, and that's kind of depressing, you know. It's just, you know, it's like you're just starting to get things going pretty good, and wham, and it's like, man, you know, you just, you know, trying to pay taxes and everything, and it's like, really, fucking, how hard is the government got to make it on its own people to take care of themselves? You know, oh, well, we're going to tax the shit out of you so we can give your money away to somebody else. I'm sorry, that's not in the Constitution. That ain't your right, Congress. So, anyway, wish you all the best out there, and see if we can get a load out of lovely Hayward, California here. And we'll catch you on the next one. Wish you the best out there. God bless. And just keep striving to make things better. If we all do a little bit, give it to the right causes, help people in those refugee camps and things like that, and teach our children well to stay away from drugs and cigarettes and alcohol and pornography and all that kind of stuff while they're growing up. Learn how to just say no. You know, people got on the Reagans for that, but I'll tell you what, you know, people, because there always be peer pressure and stuff and everything like that, and the people trying, well, why don't you want? You don't have to explain why. It's your life. Teach your children that. It's their life. They don't have to explain shit to anybody. All they got to do is say no. No, take your bullshit and get away from me. I don't want your drugs. I don't want your alcohol. I don't want your pornography. I don't want your cigarettes. I'm going to do something with my life. Just teach your children to say no. Tell them not to be afraid to take a stand for living right. And that'll help them come out on top and have a future and a career doing something. And to always be honest. If we all do that, we can make this country better. Because then the next generation will not listen to or cave into the leftist bullshit and all their lies and all their excuses for why they got to take your money and give it to everybody under the sun who doesn't do anything. You know, and the welfare state and all that shit will disappear. You know, people say, oh, they want free this or free that, and everybody should have this or have that. Really? I don't think so. Yeah, there's a lot of people, you know, who honestly need help and stuff, but there's an awful lot of people out there who just don't give a shit. You know, they see it as they've been held down and all this and everything, and why should they give a shit? It's their right to have a check sent to them, and you know, more food stamps for every baby they have, and all that kind of crap. And that's just,
a new important message has arrived.
That just ain't right. Well, looks like finally got a load, so wish you all the best out there. God bless. We'll see you on the next one.